I'm CWO4 Victor Pinion, U.S. Navy retired, telling some stories of my naval career. Well, this one has to do with family support. When I'd be stationed aboard a ship, my family would be living in housing in my home port for my ship. And many of the other career sailors and a few of the more junior people's wives also living there in the ship's home port. Well, we spent a lot of time at sea, especially during the Vietnam War. Well, this story has to do with us being gone for months at a time. During that era, as I recall, our normal deployment aboard aircraft carriers was for 9 months. Well, that's a long time. And for young Navy wives that had never had to experience that kind of thing before, they had a pretty steep learning curve. They had to learn to do without their husband because their husbands were gone. We didn't have internet, we didn't have cell phones. We had to communicate by old snail mail, handwritten letters, and mail them through the postal system that would take weeks to get there. Sometimes you get a whole stack of them at once. But the wives had to learn how to make do. Well, the family support, like the ship's commanding officer and executive officer, their wives served as the leaders for the officers' wives. And for the enlisted people, generally the chief's wives served as the leaders of, and first class wives for the other division's wives. And it's department too. Department head's wife served as the leader for the officers' wives and assisted the enlisted wives people. And they had the officers' wives club, the enlisted wives club, and so forth, where they supported each other. Now, not all of them liked that, but I think most of them did participate in it and benefited from it. I became aware years later when during Desert Storm, when we deployed over there. Well, the Army and the Air Force, I got reports on this, their wives, because they were gone for up to a year at a time, had difficulty. A lot of them didn't know how to manage the family affairs. They didn't know financial management. They didn't know how to take care of themselves. They didn't know a lot of things, and they had difficulties. And divorce rate was pretty high because they were just generally not content, not happy, worried, alert, not just alert to problems. Where the Navy wives, who were accustomed to the long deployments, did much better than the other branches of the armed forces. Okay, I was so fortunate to have had a very supportive wife. I supported her, she supported me. She ran our family. She ran our household. She managed our household funds, our money. And a lot of men would run that when they were home. Well, I didn't. I didn't take it over from her. I let her continue watching, doing it. I just said I let her. We did it together. We talked about it. We supported each other. What she did better than me, she did. What I did better than her, I did. And what I wasn't there to do that I was better than her to do, she did it herself. While I'm gone, she learned how to do those things. Family support is a big issue in the military. And everyone needs to pay attention to that. Y'all carry on.